Hello, and thank you for tuning in. Rose Ward, Stampersdelight.com. I know I'm a few minutes early, so we're just going to give that. Meg, you're on again. Always the first one. Hey, Deborah. So thank you for tuning in. Rose Ward, Stampersdelight.com. Another Friday, another week over, work week over. So yay for the weekend. We are having some storms here, so hopefully we don't lose the internet. I know it's been spotty, so we're going to get started right away. I'm just going to give it another minute, and we will get started. So I got everything here. Let's see who else is on. Say hi. Let me know where you're from. Let me know if it's the first time watching me. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. Good morning, Lisa. Good morning, Deb. Good morning, Glenda. Let me get that cough over with. That always happens when I'm live. Hey, Lynn from Canada. Good morning to you. And Glenda's in Australia, so it's evening there. Well, I'm so glad you could join me. So let's get started. Whoop. Grab your coffee, grab your tea, and come stamp with me. Don't forget to check out Stampersdelightshop.com for some great t-shirts, mugs, and other fun products. Okay? Hey, Stacy, let's get started. Okay. If you'd like to place an order with me, you're going to go to Stampersdelight.com. You're going to use this host code if your order is less than $150. And then to check out the apparel shop with other items, go to Stampersdelightshop.com. I think my favorite item there right now is the Stamper in Training t-shirts for kids. How cute is that? Okay, a couple of things first. I want to remind everybody about my online retreat. All that information is on Stampersdelight.com. For my online retreat in October or my in-house, you could do either one, you're going to receive the Little Delights, the Sparkling of Season bundles, a swag bag with these items, projects to do 8 to 10 projects, kits already cut out for you, plus some goodies. Okay, so that is the online October retreat. And you'll also get a video link if you're doing it online to all the tutorials. You can also do the in-home one. All right, what else do we have here? Okay, so I'm going to bring this in. So today what I'm going to be working on is, of course, it's Celebration. We don't want to forget that because that does end the end of September. So get those orders in so you can get those free items because some of them are limited quantities, okay? Good morning, Debbie. Good morning, Jillian. So today we are going to, and look at that, I put the little tag thing in there and it fell through. We are going to be doing Pretty Pumpkin, which should be right here. Okay, so this is the Pretty Pumpkin bundle. Absolutely love this suite. We already did Halloween. We are stepping right into fall. Okay, so this is on page 48 if you want to know where that is. And the paper I'll be using is on 130 of the annual catalog, which is Beauty of the Earth. They go so well together, and you'll see that in a moment. Don't forget Celebration, and let's get started. Okay, so the first thing I want to show you is a card that I did a while ago, and it is on my YouTube channel, and it was an accordion pleat card. Does everybody remember seeing this with all those little pleats in it? If not, you can go back and check that out on YouTube. You see all the little pleats. Well, what I'm going to do today is very similar, but actually a little quicker. Okay? But if you'd like to see how to do that accordion pleat, go to my YouTube channel. And if you have trouble finding it, just let me know. One thing I also want to mention before we get started is that when you join Stampin' Up! During Celebration, you can get not only $125 of merchandise for $99, you can also get one of 12 bundles free. And I'm just looking to see, this one is not part of it, but you can get one of 12 of our bundles for free with your starter kit. So if you'd like more information about joining my team, go to Stampersdelight.com. Okay, so here is the stamp set. Pretty Pumpkins, and they are pretty. I mount all the stamps, even though I may not use them in this video. And then here are the gorgeous dies. We got really intricate dies, and then we got some just regular dies. And of course you can see these guys are the intricate ones. This one goes to that. Then we got the large pumpkin for there. This one goes to here, and this one here. And this one is for the big leaf. And then you got the little intricate parts. Okay, so I like to show those too. So this is the pretty pumpkin bundle. Hi, Maureen. Hey, Nathan. Hey, Patricia. Okay, so let me show you a couple of samples with this first. And here's the first one. Now, some of the items, other items that you're going to see that I have used are, I think this is becoming my favorite embossing folder, which is the Time Worn type embossing folder. And you can see I embossed not only this paper, but I also did the pumpkins. So you can see I made that 3D. I stamped on this paper first, colored it, put it through the embossing machine. Then I did another one, colored it, put it through the embossing machine. So it's added texture, and it's also a 2 or 3D, whichever you want to call it. Okay, and also used are the rectangle dies. Okay, I use those a lot. All these item numbers will be in the description on my blog later today, along with still shots. So gather together, so thankful for you. Okay, that was the first one. And of course, back there is that designer series paper. So when I use the designer series paper, I cut out the, you can't see it because I put the white paper over it, but I cut it out with the rectangle so that I have another piece to use for another card. And here it is, the second card, and there's that rectangle piece that I cut out of this one. Most of you know what I'm talking about. There's that one. And this is the opposite side. If I can just peek that, see what I mean? That's the opposite side. And I used that for another card. And of course, this is from the Beauty of Tomorrow die pack that you can get with all the dies cut out. I used that one for there. And of course I stamped right on this pumpkin and just did some layering and coloring with my blends, of course. Okay, if friends were pumpkins, I'd pick you. Okay. Good morning, Joyce. And there, of course, is a matching envelope. That was my second card. The third card, I used the Beauty of Tomorrow Designer Series paper and some of our foil paper. Okay, so I'm going to show you that. Also used in this one is our tailor-made tags. You're going to see I use those tags a lot. And I actually used them in this month's online class, which will be going out this weekend. So if you joined my August online class with the Whimsy and Wonder, your kits will be going out this weekend. And here it is. So again, I used the rectangle dies for the foil. I cut out a piece in the middle, and that's what I used for that tag. Can you see? This is the Taylor tag. I don't like to waste anything. And then you can see that I used that intricate die right here, and I just cut around that with another piece of foil so that it wasn't see-through, and it gives it more texture. And of course, this is our gold ribbon, which is right here. Shimmer gold ribbon. Isn't it gorgeous? And there's some of those little intricate dies. And also, you're going to see, which I've used on the other cards too, are a new brushed metallic adhesive dots, doodads. Hey, Valerie, haven't seen you in a while. So thankful for you. What a great time to be thankful, right? I love the fall. I love Thanksgiving. Thank you, Pam. Definitely share my video. Trying to get to 10,000 subscribers on YouTube before my retiring day from my day job. I know when I say that, people think I'm retiring from stamping. No, I'm retiring from my day job. Stamping will become my full-time job. So here we go. So that's that one. The one I'm going to show you today, because I am on the early shift, so we can only get one card done. Thank you, Patricia, is this card. And again, it's that Beauty of the Earth paper, which, oh my gosh, you got to have this for the fall. It's absolutely gorgeous. Thank you, Sharon. Sharon says she's loving these. Here I used our layering circle dies. And also the pumpkins, and again, I colored that with the blends. And when you open this one, now remember, I showed you this one in the beginning. This was my accordion fold during Easter time. I love that card. Here's another accordion fold. A little bit, not as many folds, okay? And I will put the dimensions and everything on the blog later today, so you want to check that out. When you open this one up, it's got one little fold in there. And when you lay it flat, it looks like this. But then you can close it up and open it. What's really nice about this, and I'll show you later, but you can see it this way. When you stand it up, you can read the sentiments and still see the pumpkins. Let me flip at the camera and show you what I mean. Okay, so if this is, you're giving this to somebody, and you stand it up, look, without my big hand in the way, okay? You can see all those sentiments plus the pumpkins. And look at that paper. Okay, so let's flip back. And I'm going to show you how to do this one. It's so easy. And it comes out so nice. I always say, oh, it's so easy, and then I make a mistake, right? Okay, so we're going to get started. First thing you're going to do is we are going to bring in, now this one is pumpkin pie. I'm going to switch that up, and I am going to use a piece of Misty Moonlight. Okay, now this is a half a sheet of cardstock. I'm going to go ahead and fold that in half. Get my bone folder. You can also use your paper trimmer. Somewhere, I just made sure everything was here. There it is. And I'm going to burnish that with my bone folder. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in a half a sheet of our 12 by 12 paper. Okay, so you can see it's double-sided, and I'm going to use this one. I'm wondering, actually, I kind of like this one. How about this one? Can I do it with this? I should be able to. That'd be really pretty too, wouldn't it? What's on the other side? The green. Okay, so let's go with this one. Okay, I'm going to bring that in, and I'm going to cut this down. So again, half a sheet of cardstock, and then you want a piece of designer series paper, and I am going to cut this down to 5 inches, and I want most of this. So I'm going to cut that down to 5 inches. Save this strip for something else. And then I'm going to flip it around, and I am going to cut this at 8 inches. So the inside piece is 5 by 8. Okay, and we're just going to cut that. This piece I'm actually going to use for the front, so we'll put that up there. Then what I'm going to do is I am going to score this. Make sure I'm going to take my blade out because I will end up cutting it. I am going to score this at 3 1/4, 4 inches. Again, the measurements will be on my blog. 4 inches, and then 4 3/4. That's it. How easy is that? Okay, so now I am just going to fold those, burnish them a bit where I sometimes it's a little hard to see that, so I'm going to do it on the green side. Okay, and I don't recall where I saw this one, this accordion fold. This one I do know that I saw on Split Coast Stampers, so I like to give credit where credit's due. Okay, I changed mine up a little bit, as I always do. And here's that accordion fold. Okay, so there it is right there. Hey, Darlene. Okay, so there's that fold, and you want that piece in the middle. Okay, so I'm going to open up my piece of cardstock here. And now you can do it any way you want. I'll tell you the way I find the easiest. Okay, I am going to lay this in here, and I might have to straighten this out a bit. Okay, and Tombow is probably a great way to go because you can move it around before you lay it down, but I'm going with this because it's quicker for me. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I am going to lay that right in the middle. Right in the middle there. And then I'm going to turn around. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to put the glue on it here. And then I fold it this way, rather than to try to figure it out. And when you open it up, you've got that fold in the middle. Look how easy that was. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? I love this paper. Okay. So before we do anything with the inside, let's do the front side. So I can change this up and use this paper, but I really, really love this side, so I'm going to use this. So for this piece right here, for the front, okay, I'm going to take, now I'm going to use that piece, so I am going to take a piece of white, or basic white, which is 4 by 5 1/4, and I'm going to layer this piece right up on there, okay? I need to trim it, because this is 4 inches, so I am going to trim this at, I could do 3 3/4, that would be perfect, okay? Are you loving this so far? Okay. And that's going to get layered right on top of there, just like that. We're going to move that out of the way from you. I know, Kathy, this is such beautiful designer series paper. I am going to go ahead and glue this down. I didn't showcase this bundle from the annual catalog when it came out because I knew I was going to hold off until the fall because it just reminds me of the fall. That's going to go right there. I'm going to bring in some of that beautiful gold ribbon, and I am just going to put a little bit of adhesive right here and just put that right across there. Grab my paper snips and snip that off. I can go ahead and layer that right down on my card base. I'm going to be making a lot of these cards. Oh gosh, think about the Christmas cards you can make with all the beautiful sentiments we have. Oh, Linda, I'm glad you could see me live too. Thank you, Kathy. Definitely share my videos. Hey, Karen, we missed you on the team bingo the other night. Okay, I'm going to layer this piece right on top of here, but for this I am going to use dimensionals. Grab my take your pick tool, a must. I don't know why I do that. I flip it over. Like, it's the same thing. I'm going to go ahead, and what I like to do is put the dimensionals around where the ribbon's going to be, so it holds that ribbon. Put that right in the middle. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in another piece of white, and I'm going to do some stamping. Now I want to showcase these other colors besides the blue. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to use my Cajun Craze, believe it or not. And I'm going to take the pumpkins. I know with blends you use Memento, but you can use other colors. You just have to be careful it doesn't bleed. We're going to go right in here. And there's my Cajun Craze. Now I'm going to bring in 2 of my blends colors, which are pumpkin, which are pumpkin pie and old olive. I'm going to take the nubby end, and I'm just going to add some lines inside those pumpkins. Your Memento is black, and that would work fine, okay? But sometimes I just like, I don't want the harsh black color in there, so I do use my regular colors. They seem to work fine. that's enough of that. I'm going to take my marker end, and remember, do it towards the side and just blend that up. Now, I've already announced my September class, which was going to be the Harvest Meadow bundle or suite. I know the dies are on back order, so I'm going to hold off on that. If you have them, great, you could still sign up. But hopefully in the next week or two, the dies will be available, because I really want to use that for my September class, online class. So watch for more information on that. You have till September 10th to sign up, so hopefully the dies will be back by then. Okay, so there we have that. I'm going to bring in the old olive. Thank you, Linda. Linda says, "Oop, I got the marker end. I just want a little bit there. Let me grab the nubby end or bullet end. I'm just adding on those lines. You don't have to really worry too much about it. You can also just very gently put some, I'm going to use the lighter color for that. Ooh, dark. Okay. And then I'm going to use the bullet end on here. I like calling it a nubby end rather than a bullet end. Just me. Doesn't it sound better calling it a nubby? And I'm just going to color that in. When my son was little, we'd go to the pumpkin patch, and for years he would always pick a green pumpkin because he wanted it to make it look like a Ninja Turtle, and we would paint Ninja Turtle faces on it. Okay, so that is done. And now I'm going to take my Wink of Stella, and I am going to put some shimmer onto that. I know a lot of people have asked me if I do PDFs. Okay, I don't do PDFs at this time for my cards. When I do a class, I do the tutorial video link that you can follow. Maybe when I retire, I'll be able to do that. Okay, so let's bring in those beautiful dies. And this one, I'm just going to grab the pumpkin die, and I'm going to cut that out. Okay. Remember, these nice intricate ones are very pretty too. I might even go with one of those. Let's see what time it is. Yeah, I might have time for that. Okay, I'm going to bring this in. I'm going to cut this out. Let me stand up and do that. And again, if you want this not to move, I would use a sticky note. Mine just moved. I think I moved it back, right? Okay, that's just, they weren't in right, but should cut it anyway. Okay. And here are my pumpkins. And just so that you can see it, and we may end up using it, I don't know, I'm going to grab this piece that I had here of Cajun Craze, and I'm going to make 2 pumpkins with those intricate dies. I don't know if I'm going to use them, but I do want you to see it. I did it with the foil paper, but these are going to be regular cardstock. For the intricate dies or detailed dies, I like to pull it back. And then you can see what we have here. You can see my plate, of course, is getting warped, but it's still usable. I'm going to go ahead and poke all these out. And for something like this, I would definitely use our adhesive sheets, but I wasn't planning on cutting it out, so that's why I didn't have it handy. But the adhesive sheets work really great because it keeps the glue where you want it. If you did something like this, you could always use your detailed glue or your Tombow. And of course, our wire brush and mat would work. Okay, so there's that piece. And then this one I might use these, I'm not sure. Okay, there's the dark one. Okay, we're gonna have to use that again in a minute. Okay, so I'm gonna bring this in, and I'm gonna put this right here. Just like, let me put this one here. Let me move that up. Okay, so let's see. I think I will use these. I can put those right back there. Look at that. Wasn't planning on using them, but it changed my mind. What do you think? Right? Let me bring it up. All right, so since I have my detailed glue here, I'll use that. I'm just going to turn this around. I should have my silicone mat here, but I don't. I'm just going to put... This is our detailed glue that is not in the book, but you can still order it. I just put it in a smaller bottle. Oh, my hand is shaking there. Okay. And just going to put that right back here. Now what I do while I'm doing the next one is I just put something on there to hold it down. This one I can actually use the Stampin Seal, but I'm going to use this. Okay. Don't forget to put that pin back in your detailed glue. Again, this is a different bottle just because I like to have a smaller one on my desk. I'm going to go ahead and put this one down. Now I want these to dry a bit, okay? So I am definitely going to put this down on here. Put that aside for a minute. And I'm going to do some sentiment stamping. I also have to, I need another pumpkin. So let me use the big pumpkin in the Cajun Craze. Where did I get the smaller bottle for the glue? I got those on Amazon. They're made by Darcy. And I think they come in a packet of 6. And you just put your detailed glue in there. The thing I like about it is it's a little bit easier. If I lose this pin, I have tons of pins I can use. And it's just a smaller bottle, so it's easier to handle. So I'll try to find that and put that in the link. Okay, so there's my pumpkin. I am now going to bring in my cutting machine again while that's drying a bit. And I am just going to cut this one out. So let me grab my larger die for the pumpkin and just cut that out. Okay, so now I have that. Now I need a couple sentiments, and I have some cut up paper already here. So we're going to go with those. And I am going to use Gather Together. I'm going to stamp that right there. I am going to use So Thankful for You, but I need a better piece of paper for that because it's a little bit wider. So Thankful for You. I'm going to be cutting this out. Okay. And let's go with, actually, I'm just going to go with those two. Do I want that? So Thankful for, yeah, I think I might only use 2 sentiments for this one. So this one's going to be a little bit different. And then I'm going to just trim those down. This is a little crooked. Let me see if I can fix this. Gather Together. You know what? I'm going to go with the other one too. I just like the saying so much on here. Okay, so. And I am going to trim them up a little bit. I'm throwing this thing all around. Okay. And you can see I'm not measuring it. I'm just cutting it to trim it up. So there's no measurements for this, okay? Just trim it to however you want it. And I think I want a little bit off the top. There we go. Okay, so now I have 3 sentiments. Get this stuff off here. All right. So let's bring this back in. That is now dry. And this is going to go right on top, this cute little pumpkin. Oh my gosh, I love that. You see I had added those? Yeah, definitely needed it. Okay, going to grab my dimensionals again. And I'm going to add dimensionals to this. You're catching me live from work. Well, thank you. We won't tell, will we? We're all friends here. Okay. Okay. I'll put that right there. Okay, just so you can see the one I'm doing it from. Okay. I am going to put gather together. I think I'm going to put gather together. I don't want it to... I think I'm going to put it down here. I like that, and I don't want that to not be able to see that. So I'm going to use gather together, again with dimensionals. I like dimensionals. Okay. For this one, I'm going to put 3 there. Just tuck that under there a little bit. Gather together. There's the front of my card. Now, inside, you've got those little mounts here. So I'm going to say this one, so thankful for you. And then, again, here you can see the way it's in there. So, but actually, yeah, I think I'll do that. Okay, so thankful for you. We're going to put that there. You only want to put glue on one side. Okay, let me put that one right there. Now this one, I am actually going to put this way. You will still be able to see it. So you're doing it the opposite way. Just be careful with your glue that you don't go over that little bump. Okay, so I'm going to put, actually I did it wrong. I want that, no, I did it right. I want this one. Okay, so I'm going to put that in there. Okay, so now when you open it, it looks like this. Okay. And then the other sentiment is going to go right here. I'm going to move that up with just a tad. There we go. Make sure it's even. I might have to cut this one down. I just love this saying. And I am going to trim this down just a hair so that it fits better. Thank you. You like this card? I know, it's so easy. It's what a quick, easy fun fold, right? Okay, just cut that off a little bit more. You can also put some white there, basic white, to sign the card, which is I would probably do, or sign the back of it. Okay. So now when you open it, you get this. You could actually put a second one over here if you wanted to. I don't think I have time. Nah, I don't have time to do that. Sorry. Okay, and what I was talking about is you could actually layer a piece of white in here so that you could sign the inside, but I don't want to cover up that beautiful paper. I'm going to bring in those brushed metallic adhesive backings. And let's see, what color do I want to use? I think I'm going to use this pewter color. I'm just going to put a couple of those because they're all fall colors. Right? And maybe one here and a couple maybe up here. I get carried away with them, I know. And there we have a beautiful pop-up card. Very easy to make. Here's the other one. Now, I do have to show you all the cards again. And unfortunately, then I got to sign off early because I'm on the early shift. But let's bring in the cards again. So here are the 2 fun folds. Which one's your favorite? Here is the one with the gold and the Beauty of Tomorrow paper. Remember, later today, everything will be on my blog, Stampersdelight.com. You see another casing in your future. Go ahead, case any of my cards that you want. And, of course, here we have some more. Don't forget to look in your annual catalog because we have a lot of items that go with the holiday or June to December catalog. And this is the Beauty of the Earth paper, which is perfect for the fall. It's a caser. It's a caser. I like that. Okay, and here we have this one. You are more than welcome, Glenda. And then we have this one. Again, still shots will be on the blog. Don't forget to check it out. Don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. I'm going to flip the camera here. I hope you all have a wonderful day and a wonderful weekend. I will see you back here Monday night. Well, not here. I will see you on YouTube Monday night at 7 p.m. I know I missed last Monday. That's why you need to subscribe. Some Mondays I can't make it. So you want to subscribe to my YouTube channel so that when I'm on, you will know. Okay? Thank you, Susan. Thank you, everybody. With that, again, have a great weekend and keep on stamping, Stampers. Bye.